Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudhirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, texts 27 and 28. 27 I read myself because there is no purport. This chapter is entitled The Meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva. Bratar mama sutta kachin matra sahabhavad vraje tatam bhavantam manvano bhavadbhyam upalalitaha. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Vaicharana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: My son Baladeva, being raised by you and your wife Yashoda Devi, considers you his father and mother. Is he living very peacefully in your home with his real mother Rohini? This is a question asked by Vasudeva to Nanda Maharaj. Text 28. Can kindly repeat. Pumsaha Trivargaha Vihitaha Pumsas Trivargo Vihitaha Suhridaha Hi Anubhavitaha Suhrido Hi Anubhavitaha Na Teshu Klishyamaneshu Na Teshu Klishyamaneshu Trivargaha Arthaya Kalpate Trivargorthaya Kalpate. No, that A is silent. Therefore there is an apostrophe. It is not Trivargo Arthaya. When you chant together as a verse, that A is silent. So it becomes Trivargorthaya Kalpate. No, A is not the Trivargorthaya. It becomes Gorthaya, not Trivargo Arthaya Kalpate. When you read together, then the chandas, the meter will be lost there. Trivargorthaya Kalpate Pumsas Trivargo Vihitaha Suhrudo Hyanubhavitaha Nateshu Klishyamaneshu Trivargorthaya Kalpate. Please repeat the word-to-word meaning. Pumsaha, of a person. Trivargaha, the three aims of life. Religion, economic development, and sense gratification. Vihitaha, enjoined according to Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. suhrudaha, toward relatives and friends. He indeed, anubhavitaha, when they are properly in line. Na, not, teshu, in them. Klishyamaneshu, if they are actually in any difficulty. Tri vargaha, these three aims of life. Arthaya, for any purpose. Kalpate, does become so. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. When one's friends and relatives are properly situated, one's religion, economic development, and sense gratification, as described in the Vedic literatures, are beneficial. Otherwise, if one's friends and relatives are in distress, these three cannot offer any happiness. Can you repeat the translation? When one's friends and relatives are properly situated, one's religion, economic development, and sense gratification, as described in the Vedic literatures, are beneficial. Otherwise, if one's friends and relatives are in distress, these three cannot offer any happiness. Purport. Vasudeva regretfully informed Nanda Maharaj that although he had his wife and children, he could not properly discharge his duty of maintaining them and was therefore unhappy. Thus ends the Bhakti in the purport and translation to Canto 10, Chapter 5, text 27 and 28 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshununmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Gaur Nitai ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam is very special because we can actually see the life of devotees in action. Bhagavad Gita is theoretical, but in Bhagavatam we can actually see how devotees have lived and showed the state of Krishna consciousness, what it means to be in the state of Krishna consciousness, full Krishna consciousness, what it means to have awakened one's Krishna consciousness. What is life between Krishna, Krishna's devotees, devotees and devotees? What is life like in the spiritual world? We have no idea. Because we are conditioned souls. No idea. So, by reading these verses, we can actually delve into the spiritual realm, even without becoming liberated. Just by reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam very carefully and very attentively. And giving attention to all minute details of Bhagavatam. Both the Sanskrit and the translations and purports by Prabhupada. So let us see what is in the store for us in today's 2 verses. Brother, meaning my dear brother, Nanda Maharaj. You see how Prabhupada translates. Brataha means just brother. You see word to word means Prabhupada says my dear brother. See the feeling associated with it, isn't it? Oh brother, oh dear brother. See the transcendental relationship, transcendental emotion. It's very different. So my dear brother, Nanda Maharaj, Mama Sutaha, Vasudeva is talking. So Mama Sutaha means Vasudeva's son, referring to Baladeva here. Mama Sutaha, my son Baladeva, Bhavadbyam Upalalitaha. They were, Upalalitaha means raised up by you. Bhavadbyam. By you and your wife. Bhavadbyam means it's plural in number actually. Bhavadbyam. Upalalitaha. They were raised by you and your wife. Referring to Yashoda Devi. And therefore, you have given them so much love, care and affection that actually myself and Devaki, we are the real parents, but they Tatam Bhavantam Manvanaha. But they consider Manvanaha, Manvitaha, Manvanaha. It's an action of the mind. See, Manvanaha. Man means mind. Manvanaha means thinking, to consider. Because my son, Brataha Mamasutaha Bhavadbyam Upalalitaha, because my son Baladeva was raised by you and your wife Yashoda Devi, therefore Manvanaha, Lord Baladev considers Manvanaha Tatam Bhavantam. He considers both of you as his father and mother. Now, Vasudeva is inquiring. Kachit. Kachit means it's an inquiry. Whether Matra Saha Bhavat Vraje. Whether Bhavat Vraje, in your house, in Nanda Gokula, is my son Mama Sutaha. Kachin, whether Matra Saha Bhavat Vraje, whether he is living very peacefully in your home with his real mother Rohini. Actually, the real mother is Rohini. It was an inquiry by Vasudeva to Nanda Maharaj about the well-being of his son Baladeva. So as far as Baladeva is concerned, Vasudeva and Rohini were the real mother-father. But still Balaram considers Nanda and Yashoda as his mother and father also. You can see these things come out in Bhagavatam in the 10th canto very nicely. How even sometimes Rohini could not control Balaram or Krishna, but if Mother Yashoda orders something, demands something, immediately they will surrender. They will submit. There are pastimes like that also in Bhagavatam. Okay. So this was the inquiry by Vasudeva for the well-being of his son Baladeva. About the well-being of his son Baladeva. Then Vasudeva is actually lamenting that Pumsaha, a person, Trivarga Vihitaha suhrido hi anubhavitaha. That means suhrida hi anubhavitaha. Suhrida means one's friends and relatives. If one's friends and relatives are anubhavitaha, if one's friends and relatives are happy, then trivarga anubhavitaha. Trivarga means the first three aspects of civilized human being, which is dharma, artha, kama. The last aspect is moksha. So here Trivarga refers to the first three aspects of civilized human being. Dharma, artha, kama. So he's saying when one's friends and relatives are properly situated, anubhavitaha. Suhrida hi anubhavitaha. When one's friends and relatives are properly situated, then trivarga vihitaha. The purpose of you executing your dharma, economic development and sense gratification is fulfilled. Or becomes beneficial. And this Trivarga is mentioned in the Vedic literatures. But klishyamaneshu, if your friends and relatives are not happy, then Trivarga arthaya kalpate na teshu. Then what purpose has the Trivarga or the Dharma Artha Kama achieved in your execution of these Trivarga principles? It has not achieved any purpose. By following all your Dharma Artha Kama principles, if you can't keep your relatives and friends happy, it has not served any purpose. So Vasudeva is regretfully informing Nanda Maharaj that he could not. By this way he is actually explaining, telling Nanda Maharaj regretfully, I could not take care of my wife and children. Therefore I could not discharge my duty of maintaining them. And therefore I am unhappy. See the sense of responsibility which Vasudeva is feeling. I could not properly discharge my duty in taking care of my wife and children, and therefore I am unhappy. So, now we can see in a devotee's life there are bona fide reasons for being unhappy, bona fide reasons for being unhappy. Not sentimentally. Not concocted happiness and concocted unhappiness. There is a place for happiness, there is a place for unhappiness in Krishna consciousness, in devotional life. As per the Shastra Vidhi, and we can see those things come out here very nicely. Here Vasudeva is feeling unhappy. It's a bona fide unhappiness because he is not able to discharge his duty and therefore he is feeling unhappy. See, this is the reason for being unhappy. We have our own speculative ways of being unhappy. Prabhu this, Prabhu that. I'm not feeling okay, Prabhu. Like that, you see. So that is neophytic. This is bona fide reason for being unhappy. He is not able to discharge his duty of maintaining his wife and children. So if you can't execute your duty, if you can't perform your duty, either due to circumstances or due to any other reason, that is the cause of being unhappy. Not otherwise. That means you are in transcendental platform. Otherwise, your unhappiness is in material platform. It is simply an agitation of the mind either towards distress or towards happiness. Both are agitations of the mind. Which hardly we even recognize and understand. So that is why from these pastimes we should actually detect all these things and set right our mind. And bring it to the natural status of spiritual mind, spiritual mindedness. We take hints from the lives of these devotees here. Very interesting. Huh? So, Vasudeva is thinking he could not take good care and provide comfort for Devaki and all his children, including Krishna. Therefore, he was unhappy. Very bona fide. His reason for being unhappy. After all, we know Vasudeva was not in a position to take care of his family because he was in jail. He was imprisoned. He was shackled. So how can he take good care of his wife and children? How can he give protection to them? He is being arrested unnecessarily. When things are not in our control, even after we do everything, we should know it is Daivam, the act of providence, and we should not lament nor become agitated and disturbed. So we should learn these things from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. After all my effort, if still things don't happen, then we should know that is providence, the will of providence, and still be happy and satisfied. Because we know, I have done my part. The rest is the Lord's. Lord is fully aware. In the Bhagavatam, it's very nicely described by Vyasa in the very first verse. The Lord is directly and indirectly conscious of everything going on in this world. So we don't have to think, maybe the Lord does not know. Maybe I should have made a prayer to my Lord. No, He is fully conscious, directly and indirectly. Janmadi asyataha anmayad itartascha abhignaswarat. So directly, indirectly, Lord is conscious of everything. So here Vasudeva is in no control. He is being shackled by iron chains. What can he do? He cannot do anything. Still, the sense of duty is dominating and overwhelming his consciousness. This is the standard of devotional service. This is the standard of devotional service. He is helpless and yet he is feeling that he has not done his part sufficiently. And therefore, the cause for moroseness and unhappiness, transcendental unhappiness. See? So we are devotees. We should also take these examples and know when to become unhappy in spiritual life, in our personal life of Krishna consciousness, and when to become happy. Not like karmis. Then what is the difference between us and non-devotees? Krishna consciousness movement, ISKCON, is a school, university to teach us the science of devotional service. So we have to learn the science of bhakti yoga, so that you don't, you know how to situate yourself properly in this world also. How to situate your body, how to situate your mind, how to situate your intelligence, and how to situate your soul, and all of these things in its proper place in the transcendental platform. Although this material body and mind may be in the material world, but how to utilize them in Krishna consciousness and become transcendentally situated. So this is a science one has to learn. One is reading theory. But after that is the application of this. And you actually become situated. Just like while learning to drive a car, the guide will tell you by showing to a chart, okay, this is gearbox, this is clutch, this is accelerator, this is brake, this is gear, this is steering. All that is fine. You have to get into the car and start driving. But he's there with you to help you. Sometime, then once you pick it up, you can drive yourself. At that point, you get license. When the government becomes confident, the transport department becomes confident, okay, now he can drive without accidents. He gets license. Similarly, we have come to this school of college of University of Krishna Consciousness called ISKCON. So, and Prabhupada has given us theory and practicals in the form of the books and actual life in ISKCON society where we can actually practice Krishna consciousness, not just read and get a degree and go away, but actually practice Krishna consciousness. Just like you learn car, I asked one devotee whether he knows to drive the car. He knows, yeah, yes, Prabhu, I learned. You got the license? Oh, yes, Prabhu, I got the license. So will you drive? Oh, no, Prabhu. Because I am not driving. So like that, you may read Bhagavatam, you may hear soulful japa, but if you don't chant, or if there's no opportunity to practice devotional service in the society of devotees, in the ISKCON society, how are you going to realize the statements of Bhagavatam? How do I know you are actually driving the car nicely? Tell me. How do I actually know? Unless you drive and show me. Is it not? So like that, so this society of devotees, Prabhupada has created, where we can actually practice these principles. See, Vasudeva Nanda Maharaj, it's a society of devotees. And if you see here, see, Vasudeva's wife is Devaki. She is a pure devotee of the Lord. And Vasudeva's son is Lord Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan. And he is having anxiety, oh, I could not take care of them. I could not maintain them. What a fortune, isn't it? What a fortune. His unhappiness he is not able to take care of his own son, who is actually the Supreme Lord, and his wife, who is actually a pure devotee. What a blessing. Similarly, if we also feel like that in Krishna consciousness movement, actually Prabhupada has created that. We are so blessed. What position of Vasudeva Nanda Maharaj? Exactly the same situation Prabhupada has created in ISKCON for us. If we are also developing these feelings, this kind of this standard of devotional service, then actually it's a very great blessing. By the very virtue of being part of this movement, actually we are blessed to have all these opportunities. Now one interesting analysis let us do. You see, Vasudeva was talking about discharging his duty of maintaining them, maintenance department. Let's come to that word, maintaining them. Yeah, Krishna Balaram Gauritai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. You see, creation is easy, destruction is easy, but maintenance is very difficult. We have heard this many times, right? From the micro level to the macro level, creation and destruction is by and large more or less easy. Maintenance is a very, very difficult job. The same thing applies even at cosmic level originally. So originally, this cosmic creation also, same thing will apply. Are they cosmic creation or cosmic destruction? So therefore, Brahma takes care of a part of cosmic creation, not the whole cosmic creation. a part of cosmic creation. Then Lord Shiva takes care of destruction. But maintaining is a very, very difficult job. And we are talking about the scale of maintaining on the cosmic level. Cosmic level. So, that is why maintaining unlimited universes with unlimited resources, with unlimited living entities, and to supply unlimitedly these resources to the living entities, and to supply unlimitedly the needs of the living entities and this cosmic world, there is unlimited requirement with unlimited combinations, and this can be possible only for the unlimited Lord. Therefore, even Brahma and Shiva cannot create and maintain. Create and destroy, forget maintaining. Even they can do a part creation, a part job only. So if you actually analyze even the totality of creation, even Devatas can't do in that sense actually. What is because of only maintenance, even creation, destruction, to one degree, one extent, Devatas will manage. But not all the creations, all the dissolutions. What is because of maintenance? Therefore, Vishnu has taken charge of maintenance. In the course of maintenance, there is the fear of 3 Ds. Destruction, depletion, diminution. That is the fear, no? In the course of maintaining things. Whether it will end, it will destroy, or it will deplete, or it will reduce. So that's the fear. That is why no demigod can handle these things. So, but we should know, even this so-called destruction is within the plan, master plan of the Lord. Our creation also, we create and there is destruction. You can but you can't maintain things any length of time. We can create, we can wind up, but it's difficult to maintain any length of time. Just like this body also undergoes this cycle of creation, maintenance, destruction. There are 6 cycles of changes which this body undergoes. First of all, it takes birth, it grows, it stays for some time, the byproducts, then there is dwindling, finally the body vanishes. The same 6 cycle changes applies to the cosmic level also, to all the universes also. Same 6 cycles apply. So, just like I can't handle all these things, forget maintaining. Similarly, no Devata also can handle all these things at their level. So, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this is a natural cycle. The 2nd chapter, Jatasi hi dhruvam mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Those who have taken birth have to die. Those who die have to take birth. It's a cycle. So, creation, destruction, it's a cycle, it keeps going on. Either for the body or at the cosmic level. And in between is the maintenance period. And this is a natural cycle. But the soul continues to live beyond this creation and destruction cycle. Soul is aloof from the creation and destruction cycle. We should note. So, that means soul is maintained. You can use that word maintained or sustained eternally. Sat. That is where soul is Sat. There is no creation and destruction of the soul. It is Sat. It is eternally existing. That means eternally maintained or sustained. Its existence is eternal in nature. In a similar way, we can also understand this material world also. Like this material body, it is not eternal. But the soul is eternal. So material body is not eternal, but the soul is eternal. Similarly, material world is not eternal, but the spiritual world is eternal. So, as everything in this world goes through the cycle of creation and destruction, but the soul, even in this world, being aloof, belonging to a different nature, is not affected by this creation and destruction. Similarly, the spiritual world also is not affected by creation and dissolution. Spiritual world is ever existing, just like the soul is ever existing. This is what Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. Parastasmatu bhava anyaha vyakto vyaktat sanatanaha. When all in this world is created and destroyed, in the spiritual world, nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Everything is eternal. Therefore, there is no anxiety. So, maintenance or sustenance is actually eternal. It is eternally existing. There is no fear of destruction. The fear of maintenance is actually the fear of destruction. Painstakingly I have created something, produced something, whether it will go away, it will be finished, it will be destroyed, its life will be over. Let me say expiry date. Everything got an expiry date. That's a fear. But in the spiritual world, there is no such thing because there is no creation of anything in the spiritual world. Therefore, there is no fear of destruction. As we experience that in the material world and even of the material body. Material world, material body, both undergoes creation and destruction. But that is not the case in the spiritual world, which is eternally existing. And the living entities there also are eternally existing. And everything in the spiritual world is of that nature and quality. Bhava anyaha, paraha. Krishna used these words. Paraha means of transcendental, not material. Bhava anyaha, of a different nature. What is that nature Krishna referring to? Vyakta avyakta. The nature of this world is vyakta and avyakta. It is manifest and manifest, manifest and manifest. The cycle keeps changing. But that different nature of the spiritual world is, that paraha nature is sanatanaha, eternal. Okay, now an interesting and an important secret is revealed in this analysis. When everything material or matter is getting destroyed or created, again getting destroyed, remains for some time. It produces anxiety. But actually, amidst all these cycles also, the soul is stable and eternal. Even though Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita, there is no cause for anxiety for the soul. In the very second chapter, Krishna says, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra na mukhyati. Even though the soul is going through all the cycles of changes of the material body, the soul continues to live on and pass on into another body. See, there is no anxiety. The soul continues to exist amidst the cycles of changes of this material body. That means there is no threat for the existence of the soul. There is no existential crisis for the soul. That means an important secret here is, for the soul there is no existential crisis. That means if you awaken your Krishna consciousness, there is no existential crisis. You become completely fearless. If you're in material platform, there is fear, there is anxiety. In the spiritual platform, you should know everything is maintained, sustained, eternally, sanatanaha. Nothing to worry. Our fear is, we always try to possess, capture Lock it up. The fear of losing. Also the difficulty in creating. So we want to lord over it. But when you actually awaken your Krishna kindness, you will not lord over. You will be a free soul. Because everything is sustained by the Supreme Lord, maintained by the Supreme Lord. That fear you become free from. Lot of fear is there. Insecurity of everything. So when we awaken our Krishna consciousness, then we become free from the fear of birth and death and feel the relief of eternality and eternal life. Reason being, everything is in order because it is in the perfect control of the perfect Lord. And also in the perfect plan and perfect scheme of things of the Lord. So that faith the devotee develops. So that is why Shraddhavan, unless you become faithful, you cannot become fearless. Unless you become faithful to the Lord and to the principles of Krishna consciousness, you cannot be anxiety free. You have to be filled with anxiety. That is the position of a non-devotee who has no idea about how this world is running, what is the position of his identity, his soul. But the one who's awakened his Krishna consciousness, he is fully aware and has complete faith. My Lord is in control of everything. Everything is in the plan of my Lord. I have no anxiety. My only anxiety is I should continue my devotional service to my Lord without break. So, therefore, the fear or the difficulty of creation and the fear of destruction can be eliminated if you know that the Lord is conscious of everything and is in control of everything, and His desire is manifesting in everything, even in this material world. Then why I have anxiety? It is my Lord's plan. So, when you come to transcendental platform, you will know that there need be no anxiety for creation, and there need be no anxiety for separation or being separated off. No anxiety. Everything is in the plan of the Lord. What need is there for anxiety? This is the realization. So, if we apply this in our personal life now, let's see how it applies. We fear, let's take the creation part first, then the destruction, then the maintenance. You can do a very thorough analysis of this. We don't have much time. I'll just touch upon this and then leave it to you. You can think about it more deeply. The anxiety of creation is how to create, idea to create. Whether I will get an opportunity. So these are all aspects of creation. Opportunity for service. If you take even in devotees context, whether I'll get this contact, whether I'll get this service, I'll get this opportunity or not. It's a creation anxiety. Okay, somehow you have made it. You have your service, you have your contact, you have your all arrangements, opportunity. Then there is also fear of loss, destruction. Destruction of whether I will lose the opportunity, I will lose the service, I will lose my contact, I will lose this, I will lose that. Devotees go into anxiety mode. But there's a bona fide anxiety which you can maintain in the destruction aspect. What is that? We should be fearful of the loss of devotional service in general, not particular service. loss or losing devotional service in general. Losing the opportunity of prasadam. Not that I didn't get this prasadam, that prasadam, I didn't get this sweet yesterday, I didn't get this service. No. That is material anxiety. You may think, Prabhu, but I asked for prasadam only. No. Prasadam means only prasadam, not choosing that. Similarly, service means only service, not choosing that. You see? That is transcendental. The fear of not getting opportunity to serve Krishna, that fear of destruction is very positive, very enlivening to the soul. Not the particular detail. Then that becomes material. That is my choice. Then I come in picture. I means ego. I come in picture. Similarly, the as far as creation anxiety is concerned, what is bona fide creation anxiety then? We should not fear for I didn't get the opportunity to do this, to do that. That's okay. What Krishna wants, He will give you to create, to do what Krishna wants. Not that I have to do this creation, I have to do that, I have to achieve this, achieve that. No. That is Krishna's choice, Krishna's will. Let Krishna decide. So you become free from not being able to create or produce anything for the Lord's seva. Or get a contact. Now somebody may argue, yeah, this is for engaging them in Krishna service, but that is not your anxiety. That is Krishna's anxiety how to engage the jiva in the Lord's service. As far as I am concerned, it's only my duty. That's all. It's my duty. That's all. So like this you can actually refine. We can refine our quality of devotional service to a transcendental level. Bring it to the transcendental level. Upgrade it to the transcendental level. Then there is relief for the soul. So the maintenance, as far as maintenance is concerned, the only anxiety is the general anxiety of how long can I continue my service? Actually, it should be to eternality. That is maintenance. See, one can begin chanting, one can begin reading, one can begin association of devotees, one can begin his devotional service, this creation. It's all easy. One can even quit devotional service, quit chanting, quit reading, quit devotees, quit the society. Easy. Both are easy. To take up 16 down is easy. Take up 1 down is easy. To quit 16 down is easy. To quit prasadam is easy. To quit devotees association is easy. Quit Bhagavatam is easy. To start Bhagavatam also is easy. To quit Bhagavatam also is easy. But the challenge is sustenance, maintenance. How long can you chant even that 1 round? How long can you chant 4 rounds? How long can you chant 16 rounds? How long can you continue taking prasadam? How long can you continue your vows of initiation? How long can you continue your devotional service with commitment? See, that is a challenge. You see? Challenge for whom? For a Nitya Baddha. But actually, chanting, reading, prasadam, living with devotees, doing loving seva to the Lord is a natural, joyful state of the jiva, of the living, of every living entity, irrespective of the body. Even if he is not a devotee. Natural state of the jiva. So, for a Nitya Siddha, these things are natural. That's his routine and daily life. To chant, dance, talk about Krishna, perform sevas as Krishna wants. Everything as Krishna wants. Because his primary concern is Krishna's pleasure, Guru's pleasure. He's eating because Krishna is happy if he eats. He's chanting because Krishna is very pleased if he chants. Everything, the reason is Krishna. The reason is Krishna. That is Nitya Siddha. So it is natural state of existence. And Nitya Baddha is totally opposite. Nitya Baddha. Neither chanting, reading, nor taking prasad is Nitya Baddha. In between person is a sadhaka who is trying to practice the principles of bhakti. So in the sadhaka stage there is difficulty. But the inspiration for a sadhaka is, if I practice these principles of bhakti, I'll come to the state of Nitya Siddha. That means one day these things will become natural for me. Because, why? What is the pramana proof? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. I have to tell, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai. Krishna Prema is eternal. Quality of the soul, nature of the soul is not practiced or acquired externally or attached externally. It is what the soul is. Today we are not in that consciousness anyway. That's a different thing. Therefore, Chaitanya said, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udai. This Karaye Udai is the underlining words. When that Karaye Udai happens, then there is no more struggle. Krishna consciousness is eternal. There is neither creation of Krishna consciousness nor destruction of Krishna consciousness. It is eternal. Because it belongs to the soul. It is soul's nature, intrinsic nature. So that I should keep in mind and then slowly rise up to that level. That happens by Shravana Adi Shuddha Chitte. The Shuddha Chitte, the consciousness becomes purified by Shravana Adi, by the practice of chanting, hearing, association of devotees, which are favorable situations. So that's why this maintenance department means that verse which Rupa Goswami gives in Nectar of Instruction, 2 verses. You can read that at leisure. Because maintenance only is a tough job, right? So in devotional service, how do you maintain and sustain devotional service? He has given 2 verse formulas in Nectar of Instruction. Utsahat nishchayat dhairyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte shadbhir bhaktir prasidhyati. 6 things will sustain your devotional service. And 6 things will also lead you to destruction of devotional service, which is said, Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha shadbhir bhaktir vinashyati. So we take care of that also. So destruction you should take care for the sake of maintenance. So these 2 formulas you can apply, you can read it, we can read it at length and understand to apply that. So you can make one tabular column of creation, maintenance, destruction actually. It's actually homework. Like this you do, your life becomes very dynamic. Otherwise it becomes very theoretical. Depends on one's realization. So you should make a tabular column, creation, maintenance, destruction. There are the 3 headings, 3 columns. Then the rows, you have to bring out now, chanting, association of devotees, Krishna, Prasadam, Bhagavatam, temple, and right creation, how you came in touch, how you made it up. Then the destruction part, for us it is not destroyed, but you can put it, oh, this reason I quit, that reason I give up, this, put all in the destruction column. Maintenance column, you write now what I should do to maintain. It's analysis, huh? I have done that some things, but I don't have time. It becomes very interesting then. You will actually start looking at it, oh my God, okay. This is how I should maintain. So that's why we are reading this Utsaha Nishyat and Atyara Prayasa. That is actually maintenance. What all I should do to maintain and sustain my devotional life, devotional service. Maintain the quality of my service. Maintain the quality of my chanting. Maintain the quality of association. Maintain the devotional service. All these things I have to maintain and sustain. Then I should think what all I should do for that and work it out. So then we can actually very scientifically approach our Krishna consciousness. And there is no fear of destruction. And Vasudeva is having that anxiety of not being able to maintain his family, and he's thinking, I'm not discharging my duty. So like that, the devotees also can feel whether we are properly discharging our duties, and that anxiety of maintaining and sustaining our Krishna consciousness in the service of Prabhupada and Krishna. As a bona fide reason for unhappiness. You can also make another chart, which I didn't have time to explain. That chart of bona fide happiness in Krishna consciousness, bona fide reasons for unhappiness in Krishna. It becomes very interesting when you look at the chart. So then you can meditate on those things. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.